Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to do a bit of a different video today to kind of weirdly answer a question. I've run into this problem, right? In my life and on YouTube that I've seen in the comment sections of atheist videos and shit. Not my videos, because I have a small group of people who watches me, but they're all nice people, I've checked them out a little while, but anyway. A lot of creationists use this very fucking bullshit rhetoric fucking question, or statement, really. It's kind of a question, to explain the existence of God. Everything had to have been designed by God, because you cannot get something from nothing. Now, if you take 2 seconds to think about that, you'll probably get why I just fucking find that fully retarded. But for those of you who may not get it, I'll explain. I've run across this with Christians who are like, you can't get something from nothing. I was asking a dude, and this was in the debate I went to, which I'm still trying to get the DVD of. Sorry about that. But anyway, I ran into a sort of a debate with this dude, and he's like, you can't be an atheist. Everything was designed. You can't get something from nothing. And I gave him a chance to get out of this. I said, are you sure? That is the fucking rule you want to follow on this one. Are you absolutely certain you want to go with that? And he said, yeah, you can't get something from nothing. I said, okay. Gave him a chance. I said, do you believe that God exists? And he says, yeah. I said, then who created God? Because going by your rule, if God you believe is real, God is something, and you can't get something from nothing, who created God? It's like, well, nobody created God. God's always been infinite. Well, then that is something coming from nothing, you fucking redneck retard. Now, I've even had conversations like this with other people who go the other ways, like, well, maybe God is something that came from nothing, or maybe, then they sort of fucking twist their views a little bit to have it fit, because I know that they've just fucking stepped into an argument which they have no conclusion for. I've even had a conversation with a dude one time who tried to think, well, maybe somebody did create God and we just haven't found him yet. Well, then he's not God. Because if you believe that something came from nothing, then this God, is basically a fucking weird, almost like a virus, really. Like it grew in a petri dish and then became powerful, if you take that route, in a weird de facto way. And then the people who go the other route are even more retarded when they say, well, maybe somebody did create God. Well, then the whole idea of this one all-powerful God in the sky loses all its fucking meaning, because he's not a God. He's really a creation of a godlike creation of a God greater than him. So your whole fucking theory loses all its fucking meaning. I find that funny that a lot of people still use this argument, and I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while, of creationist, the simple fucking arguments that they make that can be easily refuted. I recently heard that Stephen Baldwin, one of the shitty Baldwin brothers, you might remember him from, like, the one good film he did, The Usual Suspects. He, believe he was McManus in that. He did the funny line-up thing where he's like, give me the fucking keys, pointing his finger, and everybody laughed and shit. But anyway, that's not the point. Apparently this fucker went bankrupt, and now he got real, like, Christian uber religious. Now he wants motherfuckers to send him money, and I'm not fucking making this up. He has a foundation called Restore Stephen Baldwin. He compares himself to Job in the Bible. that is 100% fucking true. Google it. It is fucking nuts. The dude asked for, like, he's like, you helped Haiti, now restore Stephen Baldwin. And the fucker, his whole reasoning is that he thinks he got kicked out, which might kind of be true because they don't really take too kindly to this in Hollywood, so I hear. But he kind of claims he got kicked out because he was preaching the gospel, which, you know, if a motherfucker got in my house and preached a bunch of bullshit and said I had to deal with it, I'd probably ask him to quietly leave too. But he went bankrupt, and now his whole hook is send me money so I can keep preaching the gospel to people who don't fucking care. It's fucking funny. And I was looking around on YouTube, and here's another creationist argument that they always fucking use. That actually he said, and I've heard many times, in regards to evolution, if we evolved from monkeys, then why do monkeys still exist? You know, I've been asked this question so many times, and in person usually, or sometimes even on Stickum or on YouTube, I won't debate creationists because I won't debate people who believe. Alright, they've already taken this illogical step that they believe in invisible men living in the fucking clouds. Do you think you're gonna have a rational fucking conversation with someone like that? Ain't gonna fucking happen, alright? They believe in imaginary beings, alright? It's like trying to talk about physics with a schizophrenic, and they're talking about, like, fucking, you know, Thor and zygotes are trying to get at their brain. They need the metallic hats to protect them. But this whole creationist argument of if we evolved from monkeys, then why do monkeys still exist? And as soon as I hear this shit, I don't say a word. I just let them keep going, and I put my head in my hand, and I just hope I don't fucking get brain cancer from this, because if anybody actually knew anything about evolution, they would know we did not evolve from monkeys. We share a distant cousin with monkeys. Like the chimps and apes that exist today are our cousins. We're not, like, evolved from them. Thousands of years back, there was a being that we evolved from, and then another part of that split off and through crossbreeding and whatnot became the apes of today. They're similar to us, but we didn't, you know, this is fucking utter nonsense, you know, and they cling to it. They cling to it like they found some sort of great nugget of truth in there. They're like, ha, I got you beat, atheist. You can't explain your way out of this one. You're like, what the fuck are you people talking about? Do you honestly believe what the fuck you just said, you know? Now, I could see somebody haphazardly kind of believing that, well, you can't get something from nothing. But if you think about it for 2 seconds, it's complete bullshit, because they claim that their God comes from nothing. So, what the fuck there? But the whole evolution standpoint, you got a motherfucker spraying around. Now, I don't claim to be an expert in evolution. I've read up on it and whatnot. I know the basic facts of it. But you have motherfuckers making these weird, twisted fucking theories of their own about evolution. They go, oh, this is a common sense argument, you know. Who know absolutely not a fucking thing about evolution. Never read Charles Darwin's book, which I haven't. I've been meaning to. I've just read other independent studies from scientists of today, mostly, but I've been meaning to read Charles Darwin's book. But they think that they're fucking clever because they come up with this theory, and then, you know, I'm gonna link this joke I have down here where this one dude was at a comedy club, and some dude starts heckling him, and he's like, man, go back to DC, stands for dick suckers, and the comic on stage goes, that's DS, you fucking redneck retard. And then he goes, you know, I don't care if you heckle me, but just be literate, you know, go back to LA, fuck you. Which is kind of like how I find myself with creationists. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why not just believe in ghouls and zombies and goblins and fucking vampires and witches too, you know, since you believe shit like that. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about that today because I ran out of time. I could probably go on for hours if this thing would let me do more, but anyway, peace.